Adding a junction box is one way to extend or branch a circuit in your home so that you can place outlets and lights exactly where you want them to be. Putting a junction box in an adjacent unfinished area can save a lot of extra work from opening up walls to run wires. If you want to put a junction box in your home, here are 5 mistakes DIYers make when they're installing junction boxes. I also have a video on mistakes people make when they're wiring junction boxes. I'll link to that in the description down below. Mistake number 1 is not securing the box to a stud or joist. Take a look at this box. It's only held on by the staple that's holding the wire in place. If you're using a box that has these little tabs that stick out to position it so that drywall can be attached, just bend or hammer them flat so that you can attach it to the stud flat. Attach the box to the stud or joist using 2 3/4 inch screws. Just attach it through the holes that are in the box and make sure you put 2 screws in so it doesn't move around. If you need to attach the box with its back to the stud or the joist, you can't do that because these screws for the cable clamps and the grounding screws need some space. So what you can do is cut a 3/4 inch piece of plywood, as big as you need it to be for the depth of the box, drill 2 pocket holes in the 3/4 inch plywood using the 3/4 inch setting on the Kreg jig, and then using the 1 1/4 inch pocket hole screws, attach that wood to the stud or joist. Then use the 3/4 inch screws to attach the box to that piece of plywood. Now the cables will be able to go in the top and the bottom, and there's enough space back here for the ground screws and those cable clamp screws. Mistake number 2 is not securing the wires that go into the box. Any box can be a junction box, including these square or octagonal boxes that don't have cable clamps, but they have knockouts where the wires can go through. The mistake is when the wire comes in through that hole, but it is not secured in any way. This is not safe and it doesn't meet code. There are different types of cable clamps, including this metal one that's secured by a nut on the inside, and then it clamps down on the cable on the outside. There are also plastic ones that pop in through the knockout hole and hold it secure, and then they have a clamp inside that holds the wire securely when it goes into the box. I prefer boxes that already have cable clamps. So if there's only 3 wires or so, then I can use this octagonal box that has cable clamps. If there are more wires, then I would probably use a double gang device box, and it again has the cable clamps built in. Mistake number 3 is not leaving room for the cover to properly be put on when it's secured to the stud or to the joist. Take a look at this junction box. You can see that because it's been attached right to the joist, the cover doesn't fit properly. If the side of the box does need to be right up against a stud or joist, then what you can do is to clamp a 1/2 inch piece of plywood on and attach it using 1 inch screws. Then line up the front edge of the box with the front edge of the plywood and attach the box to the plywood with the 3/4 inch screws. Now, when you put the cover on, it properly fits on top of the 1/2-inch plywood. Mistake number 4 is not covering up the junction box. As you can see in this picture, this junction box is uncovered and it can be dangerous. No matter what type of box you're using, you need to cover it up. If you're using an old ceiling octagonal box that used to contain a light as a junction box, you can use a decorative cover that you can buy at any hardware store. For octagonal boxes, just use these blank covers that slide on one side, hook into the other, and then you tighten those 2 screws. For single gang or 2 gang boxes, you can buy these special blank covers, and you'll notice the holes here line up with the holes on the box. Normally, a device cover would have holes for the devices and it would attach to the device. But because there are going to be no devices here, these screws are a little longer. They go through these holes and then they screw into the actual box and provide a protective cover. Mistake number 5 is not documenting on the cover which circuits are inside that junction box. It's a lot easier if you ever need to work on this junction box again to know exactly what's inside there. You could even document what circuit breaker is attached for this particular set of wires in this junction box. If you're using a decorative cover, then you can write it on the inside using permanent marker. If it's in an unfinished area, you can write it on the outside of the cover so that it's easy to see. Junction boxes are a common part of the electrical system in our homes. And when you learn how to install junction boxes correctly, you can have a safe electrical system for you and your family. If you want to learn about some mistakes that people make when they're wiring junction boxes, check out this video. I'll link to the tools and some of the products that I used in the description down below. Thanks for watching.